Good morning. So today I'm going to head out on a little overnight trip. I'm going to ride out to Charlemont, Massachusetts, meet a buddy out there. We'll go do a little riding, find a place for dinner, and then head back home and probably pick up some leaves later on this weekend. Filled up, and then I went in and bought some chances to win that $1 billion in the Powerball tonight. So after filling up with gas, I hit the road, headed towards Charlemont, Massachusetts, which is way out on the edge of the Berkshires. Now the morning started off a little foggy, but my favorite meteorologist told me that things were going to get warm this weekend up into the 70s, which is quite unusual for an early November weekend. After having a nice, relaxing, and beautiful ride heading out to Charlemont, I met up with my buddy Gordon just about the time I had planned, right about noontime, so we could grab some lunch. Made it here to Charlemont, and there's my buddy Gordon over there. Grab us some lunch here. They kind of do Cajun food here, believe it or not, in the middle of the Berkshires out here. So I'm having some shrimp and grits. An old Texas boy has to get that when he can. So shrimp and grits, very good, very good. So if you're ever out here in Charlemont, Massachusetts, and you want to stop by Wells Provisions here, when they're open, I think they're only open on the weekends here, so, but it's very good, excellent. Now, by the time I made it out to eastern Massachusetts, I had been on the road for well over 3 hours at that point. But after lunch, we decided to go out and do a little bit more riding around the area. Well, because that's just what we do, and it was a wonderful, warm day. And while traveling around, well, we decided to stop for a little nature hike. So after lunch, we're out taking a little ride around the area, and Gordon said that there was this kind of cool marsh walk back in here with a boardwalk that they've set up. So we decided, what the hell, let's go in and take a look. Well, that was pretty cool. Walk out there in the swamp, get to see a beaver den. So, thanks, Gordon.
By the way, Gordon talks just about as much as Kevin does. Now, the Goldwing is a good sized bike, but that thing makes it look small, huh? I guess because it's so tall. It's definitely not heavier.
After making our way out of the swamp, we got back on the road again, and we ran across this. Yep, the Trump rocket. So after riding around once again aimlessly for another 3 hours or so, we decided it was finally time for dinner. So we first tried to go up to Berkshire East because there was a nice restaurant up there called the Crazy Horse.
The Crazy Horse at Berkshire East is not open, even though they have signs out saying that it is, but it's not.
All right, now we're eating dinner. Had a great day of riding around aimlessly. And now we're gonna eat again before we head back home. So while eating dinner at the Posada Mexican restaurant, my wife texted me and wondered where I had been. She said I needed to send her some texts and mushy stuff. So I did.
Hi, I miss you, I love you, mushy stuff.
And of course, no motorcycle ride is complete unless you've stopped for ice cream. So we headed into Shelburne Falls to the Fudge Factor.
One last stop. Gordon had to have his ice cream. Blame me.
So after filling our bellies with Mexican food and ice cream, we headed back to Gordon's place, where of course we took pictures of our bikes. Well, because that's just what bikers do.
All right, we made it here. Got in before dark, and just wanted you guys to know that around these parts, Gordon is known as the guy with the big cock.
And finally, after the sun went down, we built a fire, watched the moon rise, and enjoyed a fine cigar. Well, at least I did. And the next morning, well, of course, it was time to eat again. So we headed out for breakfast. All right, we're up. Gonna have some breakfast and then take the long way home. I don't know, probably take me 5 or 6 hours to get home. Just gonna have a nice, relaxing day. How are you this morning?
This is my close-up, huh? I haven't shaved in 5 days. My beard's almost as long as Craig's.
It's amazing.
Got my coffee. I'm doing well.
All right.
So if you're ever out this way, Charlemont, Massachusetts, the Cold River Cafe here is a great place. Great service in there, wonderful folks, and really excellent food. The hash is really nice.
And then after breakfast, we headed out to, once again, do some more riding, of course. Gordon was going to stay up in Charlemont and I was going to be heading home, but we had a couple hours that we could still ride together before I had to split off again and make my way back towards Boston, Massachusetts. And of course, no ride would be complete unless you had to make at least 1 or 2 U-turns. On the way back home, well, again, I found some great roads to ride and ran into several other motorcyclists. In fact, a bunch of them. Because as I said before, it was 70 degrees on this early November weekend. And everybody was out to take advantage of this rare gift. Slowly working my way back home, stop for a break and a coffee. About an hour and a half left, I'll be back home.
All right, so as I said, in there, I am about an hour and a half, I figure, away from home. Maybe 2, but something like that, depending upon how I end up going. It's a beautiful day today. It's in the 70s, November 5th, and it is in the 70s. A lot of bikes out on the road, as you can imagine today. Everybody trying to get that last hurrah in before the winter sets in. So it's really nice. I'm actually going to open up the vents in my jacket.
And of course, all good things must come to an end, so I headed home to see my wife once again so I can give her more mushy things. And also because I had leaves to pick up. And that's what I would be doing the next day.